We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to do these things in this decade and the others, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. That quote is an excerpt from a speech given by President John F. Kennedy in 1962. And just as he said we could, by 1969, before the decade was over, we went to the moon. What Kennedy knew, what he was able to express, was what we not only were able to do, had the power, but also what we were capable of doing, wielding that power. It's that idea of capability, that reason of capability, that I asked you to come today. So welcome, friends and associated tourists, and the guard tower. Today, August 8th, Saturday, my birthday. "35 years ago, not only was I born, but another significant historical event occurred. President Richard Milhouse Nixon resigned the office of the presidency."
Yeah!
Not a partisan speech. And it is that very office that is part of my formal announcement today. That very office of the presidency. Are you ready, my formal announcement? Are you ready for it? I hereby declare, on this sunny day in August, I formally announce my eligibility, my capability to run as a candidate for the office of President of the United States of America in 2012. I also announce my capability to run for United States Senate representing Virginia in 2010. Also, why not, my capability to run as a United States House Representative representing Virginia in 2010. Why? Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution says, to run as a U.S. House Representative, you need to be a few things. Number one, you need to be a United States citizen. Number two, 25 years old. You need to have resided in the United States for at least 7 years. Anything else? You need to be a resident of the state you wish to represent. It also says to be a United States Senator. Number one, you need to be a U.S. citizen. Number two, you need to be 30 years old. You need to have resided in the U.S. for 9 years, and of course, be a resident of the state you wish to represent. And in Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution, it says to run for president, you do need to be a natural-born citizen, which is a little bit of a higher level. You need to have been born here. And there's a couple other iterations of what that means, but basically, be here. You need to have been in the States for 14 years. United States citizen. Did I mention 35 years old? I qualify for all three of these positions. So do many of you. Unfortunately, though, sometimes we feel so inadequate on our own to affect what happens to our country that we don't even consider the idea that we are qualified, that we are capable of, as Kennedy mentioned, to be a congressman, a senator, a president. It's difficult. How can we make an impact? How can we express our patriotism? Saying you love your country is kind of awkward. It's like saying, I love you, Dad. You know, it's kind of, who knows what your dad's going to say? Is he going to make fun of you? Is he going to get mushy? That's even worse. But sometimes you just have to say it. When my dad got sick, I told him I loved him. I love you, Dad. When he got deathly sick, I said it again, just to make sure he heard it. We shouldn't have to wait until our own country is incredibly sick or dying and losing its values before we can say, I love America. I love the United States of America, in front of our friends, in front of strangers. Can we say it together? I love America. That's great. You know, it wasn't hard for John Winthrop, the pilgrim, the early pilgrim in 1639 on a tiny little wooden boat. He hadn't even seen America or conceptualized the United States of America. All he had in his head was a shiny city upon a hill. And he knew he loved it. And he sailed over here. And George Washington, when he was merely a general fighting for what we call independence for 1776, he loved America despite all odds. And in the next centuries, where you had Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant fighting for the Union, they had to love America, and I'm sure they were not afraid to say it. In our 20th century, through world wars and Vietnam, even Vietnam, and then yes, President Richard Milhous Nixon resigning August 8th, 1974, just a few hours after I was born, someone still had to say, I love America. Loving America is understanding what we have been capable of and what we are capable of in our future. And as Kennedy said, we choose to go after our dreams, we choose to go to the moon with our dreams, not because it's easy, but despite its difficulty. Because we love the country. And maybe that's patriotism. Patriotic development is looking at all of these different things, looking at our history, believing in our future, and believing that we have every intention of winning, just like we went to the moon. Partisan friend, I even have a Bill Clinton quote for you. Even he had said, there is nothing wrong with America that can't be fixed by what is right with America. And for my other team, Ronald Reagan once said, the hope of the world rests with America's future. America's future rests with us. That future resting with us depends on us. It depends on us being able to say that we love America out loud, to our peers, to ourselves, so that we can go forward and we can dream, be they patriotic dreams, political dreams, or the dreams that you have, because everything that you've done, be it personal or professional, has helped this country. Whether you are a citizen or merely a resident, you're here. And the cachet of saying I love Europe perhaps is not as neat or is more neat than saying I love America, but you know, this is our country. So as you go off shooting for the moon, Godspeed. Thank you for coming. And God bless America today and every day.